What's good, everybody? If you've seen my last video, I talked at length about Russell Westbrook and the questionable 2-for-1 opportunity he took against Portland Trailblazers. And somebody basically said I was being biased. Well, allow me to help you understand something. When you become a fan of a player or a team, okay, having a biased opinion every now and then comes with the job description. So I'll openly admit that was probably a biased opinion. But let's look at last night. No bias involved. Russell Westbrook didn't play for the Lakers. LA versus the Nuggets. You have LeBron going 19, 7, and 9. He had 8 turnovers. 8. Nobody mentioned that. Anthony Davis 22, 14, and 5. Lonnie Walker added 15. You look at the flip side. Joker had 31, 13, and 9, adding 4 steals. And they had 5 players in double figures. Lakers went 8 of 30 from downtown, and they lost by 11. The game really wasn't that close the entirety of the second half. Why this is such a big issue, okay? The shooting. If you look at LeBron in Cleveland, you look at LeBron in Miami. When you had 3-point shooting on the floor, they were also 3-and-D guys. They could play defense. They can hold their own. Off the top of my head, I think of Shane Battier. I think of James Jones. I think of Chris Bosh. I think of Kevin Love, J.R. Smith. Guys that can still get down in the defensive stance and at least slow up their opposition. You don't have that situation with this Lakers team. I mean, Austin Reeves, Kendrick Nunn, they can knock down some shots, but they can't play defense to save their life. The reason why that's such a big issue is because of spacing. All right, LeBron, if he wants to go in an isolation situation, you have 5 players with their 1 foot in the paint and 1 foot going towards their man. They can, help on defense, but they're not concerned on getting out to shooters if you're only going to knock down 8 of 30, which is 26.7% from downtown. And if I'm not mistaken, they're shooting under 42%, which is is probably the worst in the league. But for entirety of the season, no team has shot that bad since the Sixers did it in 2014, 2015 when they were trying to tank. So if that gives you any indication on how bad this team is at shooting the basketball, there you go. Now, scapegoat can't be Russell Westbrook in this situation. So going back to my original statement, this is on Rob Pelinka. Rob Pelinka put this team together. They have 9 guards, most of which are under the height of 6'3", 6'4". I give Kendrick Nunn maybe 6'1", maybe barely even 6 feet tall. That bodes problems defensively, because if you look at the rest of the Western Conferences, their size across the board. Golden State, they have size. They can play any way you want to. They can go big, they can go small. Minnesota, you know what they just added. Rudy Gobert to a Karl Anthony Towns. You look at Memphis, all those other teams, they have size on their side. So if you're trying to make a playoff run, this lineup is not going to hold up. Now, changes need to be made. I put a little trade through the ESPN trade machine. Should be showing up on the screen now. I did Kyrie Irving and Buddy Hield go to the Lakers. I sent Russ to Indiana, and I sent Turner and Patrick Beverley to Brooklyn. Now, the big thing has been, how do we get Buddy Hield and Turner to LA? Everybody's talking about the picks. I don't want Turner in LA, and here's why. If I add Kyrie and add Buddy Hield, that's already, first of all, you have extra ball handling, you have extra scoring, and you have extra shooting. But let's say you leave the door open for this. Kevin Love is a free agent after this season. Draymond Green is a free agent after this season. So you have the possibility of looking at a starting lineup if you position yourselves properly, okay? You're going to have to go through a season. Adding Buddy Hield and Kyrie, that should help your roster quite a bit and get you into the playoff hunt, maybe in the championship picture, because nobody is going to want to see Kyrie, Buddy, LeBron, and AD if they're going to the playoffs. So let's say this is the situation you deal with. All right, you go into the summer. You have AD, LeBron, Buddy Hield, Kyrie. All right, I said Kevin Love is a free agent. You might have to convince him to take less money. LeBron has a player option. Have him opt out. Pull a James Harden, takes less money. You can add Draymond Green. So now you're looking at a situation where you have AD, Draymond, LeBron, Hield, Kyrie, Schroeder, Reeves, Kevin Love, and Lonnie Walker under contract for next season. In my opinion, they would be the favorites above a lot of teams to be the NBA champions, because now you add in defense and you add in shooting and you have championship pedigree and you have built-in chemistry with Kevin Love, Kyrie, and LeBron. There's so many different lineups you can put together where you don't lose anything defensively, and that's the problem the Lakers are facing right now. What frustrates me so much is they all try to lay this at the feet of a player that we've seen for 14 years play the exact same brand of basketball and win in other places. Need I remind you, if you take Russell Westbrook's record, okay, his record of being triple-double, all right? So every time Russ gets a triple-double, win or loss, if you take that record, that translates to a 60 and 22 team. That's his winning percentage. That is a number one seed in both conferences if Russ gets a triple-double for 82 games in a season. You can call it stat padding, but it translates to wins. Now, granted, Joker had back-to-back triple-doubles. Nobody said anything about him stat padding. They were like, man, we've never seen a big man do it at this level before. You know, the passing, the shooting, the scoring, facilitating, the rebounding. What a great player. Clap it up for him. But Russell Westbrook doesn't any stat padding, and they say he's out there playing for himself and he's doing, being selfish or whatsoever. This man has a 60 and 22 record if he does that for an entire season. And let's look at the Washington Wizards. Struggled mightily last year, whereas when he was there, they went on a 17-6 run to get them back in a playoff contention after the first part of the year when he was suffering with a knee problem. So, look, pump the brakes on the Russ is the problem. It's all Russ's fault. Because like I pointed out, without Westbrook in the lineup, LeBron had 8 turnovers last night. Not saying, LeBron is the problem, this and that, and the other thing. I'm just saying other people can be held accountable when these situations come up and we see them losing. You can point at a myriad of other things versus just looking at one person on the box score.